Hey guys, I'm James.
My name's Corwin.
And welcome to This Movie's Gay. Whoa, Corwin, we did it together. That's not supposed to happen.
I did it because I think that's what we did last year at this time, probably.
No, I don't think.
Because we're still figuring things out, so.
We needed Danny Tamborelli. We needed Summer Sanders. We needed Amanda Bynes. We needed Lori Beth Denver. And you better believe we needed Billy the Answerhead. Figure it out.
I can't even figure it out, so good luck.
I got two things right up top. One.
What?
Don't forget your Switch.
I just threw him off so much.
No, I forgot which one I was going to say first. Don't forget your Switch.
I feel like you weren't expecting me to just say what like that, and you froze for a second. You were like,
No, because I actually have more than three. I have more than two. That's what threw me off. As I recalculated, I was like, oh, I have a lot more.
Calculating. There was just, it was really weird. Just in front of James, there was a big pop-up that just said calculating. And it had that little bar that like loaded.
And cha-ching! I figured it out. Lori Beth Denver, Amanda Bynes, Danny Tamborelli.
This has nothing to do with the movie we watched today, by the way. It's just James being James.
I would also,
you know.
You guys are looking at the time and saying, whoa, this is under the normal 50 they're used to. That's my bad.
If it is.
Yeah, we don't know. We haven't recorded the full thing yet. It's bonkers. You're listening to us in the future.
It's going to be released in a crazy short amount of time.
Hopefully in 2 hours from the time we are recording this. I hope I have it edited within an hour. Arf. Corwin.
What's up?
It's my bad.
You're bad.
I didn't really fully grasp
me on Tuesday.
The notion of you coming over at 7 to start watching the movie. We might need to start doing things where we watch the movie separately and take notes.
No.
I know it makes me feel so sad, but realistically...
Also, some of these movies were renting, though, and we wouldn't be able to do that.
Tonight's movie, though, we could have done that.
But also I don't have time. Like, this is my only time to have watched the movie because I was busy all week except for Tuesday.
Yeah, guys.
And actually, because you didn't message me, I had other things that I had to get done.
I was exhausted because I had What the Hellmouth is coming back tomorrow, guys. Bi-weekly, though.
That means every 2 weeks, not twice a week.
Oh no! Yes, the former. I'm not doing. Oh man. Okay. When we start that Patreon, I'm going to be doing so many podcasts. I want someone to pitch a Patreon podcast to me where I am not the freaking host. And Jose, learn how to edit a podcast so at least I can dump a little on you.
Are you trying to tell me to pitch a Patreon podcast to you where you're not talking?
Yeah, I guess. It was hard. No, I already know you don't want to. It was hard enough for you to. This was the only idea.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I don't have time.
Oh, guys,
ever.
Hire Corwin for a big paying union job.
I technically have a union job. It's just not big paying.
Oh man, guys, down with unions. I keyed. Oh my Corwin.
God. What are your other things? You've not mentioned any of them.
Oh no, I've mentioned 2. Don't forget your Switch.
Okay.
And then it's my bad that this episode might be short.
Oh, okay. That was the second one? Got it.
Yes. And but I do like recording and then editing right away, then releasing right away. It just feels, you get that rush in your bones.
There is a rush because we were saying things and there's no filter.
Yeah, guys, hashtag no filter.
It's going out.
There's no sepia. There's no chroma. There's no black and white. Grayscale. Give me some fish scale, though. Talking about cocaine.
What the fuck?
One last thing, but I do have 2 other things.
Jesus.
It's movie related, so we'll be able to get into the movie then apologize to the director because we should have done this a year ago. That's the other thing. There is a fan that we never shout out, even though they're always liking and they're always retweeting, and they're a ray of shine in the darkness of life. Thiago or Tiago, we're not 100% sure. I mean, Corwin's 100% sure.
I think it's Tiago because it's not English.
Please let us know in the comments below, aka the friggin' Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, we had to get pronunciation for C, so
yes.
If you have a name, tell us how to pronounce it.
Yeah, guys.
Anyone, because I'm bad at pronouncing names.
But
I need it to be sent to me in IPA, that's International Phonetic Alphabet. Just like spell it out in IPA for me and then like tweet it and then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's how that's said.
No. Do this. Thiago or Tiago. Please film just your mouth. And you want to know what?
This
green
sounds too
screen
specific.
it out so it's like Rocky Horror Picture Show. And say your name. You will never harm me. I don't know this song, Corwin. Also, it's say your name. Wasn't that say your name? Say my name. Say my name. Say my name. I will never hurt you. But I will squirt you, Squirtle.
What are you going on about now? Why is it? It's always like when we have a limited amount of time, you just start. You start going on super tangents.
I don't mean
in the sense that you're like doing a very great tangent. You're just like you're saying words, and then words lead you to other words. You're just.
Stream of consciousness. People have been shouting that out. Thank you so much. Don't know if it's a compliment or not.
Usually stream of consciousness is used for like brainstorming to then create content.
Oh, guys.
So, this is...
Get me in the writer's room.
Is it revolutionary that you're just giving stream of conscious right here on the podcast, the
guys.
Finished product.
Check out Mostly Playing PlayStation. That's really all that is.
I just mentioned earlier that I'm a busy person, so I don't get to watch as much content as James puts out. So I haven't seen him do Mostly Playing PlayStation, except in like random like clip. If I take a second and scroll on Facebook on my phone, like I'll maybe like flip by something. And then I'm like, okay, cool. But most of the time when I'm doing that, I'm not in a place where I can turn on the volume. So
you're saying I need subtitles.
I have no idea what's going on. So
I don't have the time for
James
that.
James had me watch a clip of his playing this game, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this game. I don't know.
I needed to vet people because I wasn't sure if what I was saying was insensitive, but luckily Corwin was like, James, you screaming against transphobes, that's not the offensive thing. What you're saying is that you'll slap them with your crotch meat. That's that's offensive to my ears, James. I don't want to hear you say that.
That
so
offends
many times.
my sensibilities, James. And this is why I don't turn on the things in public, because I know that it's going to be something crazy.
Unless Nicole's
I don't have
the
headphones
guest.
on.
Nicole calms me.
Yes.
I probably would have shot myself by now if I wasn't
Jesus
with Nicole.
Christ. Oh, that's dark.
Yeah,
Speaking
guys.
of dark, this movie was not really that dark. I mean, it had some moments, but yeah, not as dark as the first movie. So the reason that it took us a year, besides us just failing at watching this movie, is because we were trying to do like super duper gay movies the first year, which I think for the most part we did. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And this
we
one
did all the eating out.
Yeah. This one is the same director from Monster Pies. He reached out to us after we released that episode, which was our second episode ever, and sent us a screener for this movie and talked to us about his movies, and I actually talked to him on the phone for like 2 hours about Monster Pies and the podcast and his other movies and other works and stuff like that. And the way it's been a year now, but this movie, it follows a girl, which we'll get into. But
what's the name of the movie?
The name of the movie is The Neon Spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
It came out in 2017, and it follows a girl who we don't know if she's LGBT or not. It looks like she's not, but there are LGBT people in the movie, which is great. And that's why we're watching it now. But it took us so long because we were trying to find stories that centered around specifically LGBT people, and then branching further into other things, which are stories that are told by LGBT people, which is this one. This is written, directed, and produced by this director who did Monster Pies. And
he's a
great.
triple threat.
He's awesome. And I actually sent him a message while we were watching the movie, and I was like, we're finally watching this. We should have watched it a year ago. I apologize. So that was one of the things that James, his other point that he wanted to make, beside the 3 that he made now, was that we would like to apologize to Lee for taking so long to watch this movie.
So what was this movie about? I'll quickly tell you guys.
Do a quick synopsis.
Leading actress. Remember, listen back a year ago, didn't remember names then, won't remember them now. I know there was a Frank because that's the name of my best friend. Semicolon or parentheses category cat. Lead actress, she's in England, and she's like, oh, I need to find my pup because she's been living with this
father.
And aunt is dumb.
The aunt who played the teacher in Monster Pies. We actually see a few cast members from Monster Pies in this one. So,
oh, dang.
And that is, I completely missed that. That's another reason we're watching this one now, because we took so long. And then I was like, you know what? We're on year 2. Monster Pies was the second movie that we watched. So this is the second movie that we've watched for this new year.
Does that mean next week we're going to watch the Gay Wrestling Federation?
No!
That is by the same director of Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
But anyway, that was another significant moment. It's been a year.
It's been
1 year. And
since you listened to this podcast, I hope not.
Monster Pies. That was episode 2, and this one's episode 54 of the new year, which is 54.
So she's like, hey, my dad left me as a child, and I'm going to go from England to Sydney, Australia. No, it wasn't Sydney. It was an Australia town. Melbourne. Yeah, guys. I would love to live in Australia, but I know there's a bunch of friggin' bugs, scary even, that'll want to kill me. So I'm never gonna go there. Scorpions, snakes. Yeah, you better believe. Snakes is bugs. Then she's just hanging out, trying to find, based off from this tree that she sees, and then she meets this guy who she fainted in front of, and his name's Frank. Not as lovely as my friend Frank, but still a pretty good guy. He's like, oh, you fainted, and I'm gonna set you up with some water, and you can sleep here. Pats her on the head. Then she's going into this park, and her paper flies, and then a guy steps out and he says, is this yours? And she's like, yeah, give it back. And he's like, what are you trying to do? And then he says, oh, I think I know where this is, but you're not looking for the tree symbol on this sticker. You're looking for a forest. And I just want to tell everyone, honey, if a stranger says to you, hey,
please don't say honey like that to me again.
Honey?
Jesus.
I'm setting it up like,
no.
Wait. Let me do it like this. Honey, if a man says that what you're looking for is a forest and he's going to take you to there, you might be a serial killer.
I don't know what that reminded me of.
The rednecks. You might be a redneck.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to do. Let me try it again, guys.
I just got like... I just
Blue
got,
Collar
like,
Comedy Tour.
Flashes of misogyny, and it wasn't... I don't know. I don't know what this is.
Honey, if a stranger says, I'm going to bring you to a forest, he might be a serial killer. Never follow a strange man to another location, especially if it's a forest, he says.
James also had a moment where he just looked at me like I was going to laugh, and it didn't happen.
When did I do that?
Just now.
Corwin, the only thing I look at you for is approval.
Validation.
No, I don't need approval from you. I'm a crazy boy.
He needs approval.
And then also he says, are you crazy or something? Oh, yeah, because she like flew over and... she's like, oh, you must think I'm crazy. Something along the lines of that. And see, I know how to make Corwin laugh. Did that on purpose.
Oh,
I was about to say Chaperone too. Damn it. He then says, you're too beautiful to be crazy. And I know that's wrong because I know our fans are beautiful and they're freaking crazy for this podcast. So,
that was a long
Anubis?
setup for that bit.
Anubis, Your lies are catching up to you.
Anubis?
Wasn't that his name? It was something like that. Anvil.
His name was Axel.
Yeah, see? Anubis. Anvil. Anubis is cracking on an anvil to make an axle, guys. The Middle, check it out on ABC now.
What the fuck?
There's a character on The Middle named Axel. And then
There's a character in a lot of things named Axel.
There was a girl named Sue Heck because they put down Sue on her middle name on the birth report. Guys, check out the birth report. But then she's looking for her dad, meets a friend of her dad's, and then they start a band, a 2-man band, and then she finds her dad after fainting, and he's a shitheel. Which, can I flash forward to that?
Shitheel.
This movie has so many layers of dads. Everyone in this, all of our main characters have a dad issue with them.
And right before we started recording this, I asked Nicole if she would be everyone's dad. And she laughed. So I'm going to take that as yes. Nicole is now your father.
I hope not mine.
Everyone's father.
I'm going to say, ooh, daddy to her. I mean, I know I've said that to her before, so.
If Nicole ever listens to this, I apologize for what just happened.
She's out. She can hear us. Yeah, she just laughed. She's feeding Frank.
Incredible.
So, Gal, our leading lady, which
Gail.
Gal.
Gail.
Gail. This
Gail
is my
Force
accent.
Winds.
Gal.
Gail.
Oh, fuck. Gail. Oh, holy shit.
What happened?
I can't say this.
Gail.
Gail. Is that it? Gail. It is wrong. Gail is.
Oh my God. Okay, continue.
Her dad left when she was young because her mom died in childbirth, and then it seems why does I keep bumping into this? It's weird. The mic keeps moving. Died in childbirth. The dad seemingly blames her for that. He wasn't ever going to be a good dad after that, so he left. Then this Axel, we got it, not Anubis, not Anvil. His mom died of something. I don't remember what. Got sick. I think that's all they say. And then use the ashes to make a tree. And that hits me. I've thought about doing stuff like that. I once cried while telling Nicole that if I die before her or Frank, I want Frank to be with Nicole if she spreads my ashes. And then I started tearing up, and then immediately it kicked wherever we're living, you would have to just go out the back door and spread them there because Frank will not leave the house. So it's very limited in where you can spread my ashes, Nicole. And his dad sold the house where they grew up in and where this tree was. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. But yeah, and then his dad, they don't talk because of that. And then Frank, his son disowned him, or he disowned his son.
Frank suffered from depression. So he sort of pulled away from his son and stopped having a relationship with him because he was suffering from depression.
And then the son was kind of like, oh, well, I don't want to keep dealing with this.
Yeah, and the son moved on with his life because, if you have someone who's supposed to be a caretaker and things like that, and they're not participating in a relationship with you, what's the point?
That son was like, bye-bye, sad dad, bye-bye.
But I think it's something like, maybe he was suffering from depression and stuff like that, and he sort of pulled away. He talked about not asking for help and being too prideful to ask for help. So maybe in that sense that he was too prideful to ask for help, he was also sort of brushing off his son or something like that anytime his son tried to have anything to do with him. So eventually it probably was just, he just ghosted me. My father ghosted me.
Hey, that's an idea for a movie, which I have other ideas.
1 Year Dad.
Oh, yes, 1 Year Dad. I wanted to save it for the end, but I also have another idea for movie-related things. But 1 Year Dad, it says 1 year later, and I said 1 dad later, and then I said dad 1 later, and then 1 Year Dad. It's a movie where it's kind of like Boyhood, but we're not going to spend 12
and James
years.
and I started riffing about it, And there's a new dad every year.
Every single year of this child's life,
They get a new
dad.
The one dad goes away, the new dad comes in.
But it's not like, oh, this mom just can't hold a man, or oh, this mom's promiscuous. No.
It's a child being raised by one dad a year.
Think The Giver, but not.
Not at all.
Yeah, The Giver.
It's like, do you know what that movie is?
The Giver. It's that book with the old man and a beard on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Giver, guys. Check it out.
So that's one of the dads. Is The Giver. Another dad is Nicole, and another dad is.
Let's just do a fucking
I don't know.
cat.
I'll be a dad for a bit.
A talking cat.
And then Frank is going to be a dad. James is the
Great
child,
Pumpkin.
so it's fine.
We can get a Charlie Brown deal with it.
Yeah, that was anyway. There were a lot of dad things in this movie, but it was about a dad.
And then it was about a dad. That's has to be a movie already. Like about a boy? Yeah, but it's about a dad. It's the sequel to About a Boy. It's when he raises up and becomes dad.
Was About a Boy with the one
I don't know.
actor that looks super young? That's the voice of Phineas or the voice of Ferb.
I have no idea.
Phineas and Ferb.
Then we have, I don't remember the last person's name. Leone. I was close. Their dad disowned them. Family disowned them.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's dads all around, which also Nicole watching this made it very hard to take things seriously because Nicole is notorious for saying, dads suck.
Yeah, Nicole and I both had a moment where we said that many times. Like one does.
I don't know if I said this out loud. The lead of this should be a star if they are not.
She was good, yeah. And Leone was really good too. The person who played Leone. Leone herself was great. Also, our obvious LGBT character, and thus the dad issues.
Yeah, and
she had issues with Frank in the beginning, but Frank came around.
Oh yeah,
Frank was being very transphobic, and then he apologized, and then was like, "All right, now I'm going to be best friends with Leone."
And then said, "You're beautiful" on stage, and then said, "I'm too old. I don't care about a bone being broken."
Some jocks in the park were very aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
They were so aggressive. And I'm like, you were just playing in the park. How are you this mad?
They got all that tea to unleash.
Testosterone?
Yeah. Oh, but also you're sipping on that tea, baby.
Sipping on the...
Testosterone. Guys, drink a bunch of testosterone and let us know what happens.
God.
I've been wanting to do testosterone just to see how horny I'll get.
Jesus.
These are the thoughts that I have.
I'm just going to leave it at that. The main character's search for their father does end in them finding their father. She goes to see a movie. So they have a battle of the bands. Gail is basically broke because her aunt spent all of her money after hacking into her computer. So she's sleeping on the train and in this club and all these other places. That's how she sort of befriends Axel and gets close to him because he's also homeless. And Leone is kicked out of her home with her roommate Wanda because she burned some of Wanda's wigs, which that was the moment in the movie where I laughed oh yeah. It hit me just so hard because you have Leone having this moment with Gail, and we as an audience have this moment where we're like, is Leone Gail's dad? Is that's what's happening? Because Leone's introduced as Gail's dad's old roommate. So we're having this thought, and then Leone's talking about her life, and she's just like, oh yeah, I can't, let you stay with me because I don't have a place to stay right now, because I got kicked out by my flatmate for damaging her wigs, and then for apparently damaging her wigs or something like that, and then it just does a flashover to a flashback of Leone standing there with a lighter and just cackling, smoking. What was happening?
Yeah,
I don't know. There was it. I just started laughing, and I blacked out for a moment.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Browned out means you pooped yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gross. No, that didn't happen. I just laughed so hard that I just lost all focus of what was happening. And that's sort of what happened throughout the movie for me, is I just sort of stopped focusing. But again, I've had 12-hour shifts all week this week. And then I cooked all of Thanksgiving.
I thought you did your Thanksgiving many weeks ago.
I did a Friendsgiving mini. You think I'm going to go the whole month of November and not cook at least 3 turkeys? Which was a lie, actually. I cooked 1 turkey, and then for Thanksgiving this week, I made a ham.
Turkey too dry.
I made a ham.
No.
I made a ham.
Meatloaf is the way to go.
I do like a meatloaf.
So when they're speaking about them living in these different places, we see Axel and Gail. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
But just keep going.
They're sleeping. They mash together in this club that they're not supposed to be sleeping at. They're sleeping in one of the dressing rooms. They mash together 2 couches side by side, and they've just met each other. And he's like, oh yeah, like I mostly sleep on trains, but when I'm sleeping in a house, I sleep naked. And then he takes off his pants in front of this woman he has just met. If you can sleep on a train in your clothes, you can sleep inside on a couch in front of a stranger in your clothes. It was not... what the H? But then we see his cute ass butt, and then she slaps a stick-it note on it and says, good butt.
Nice butt.
Then I said, wow, I wish my butt were that hairless. It's insane that people have non-hairy butts. I've had a hairy butt since maybe 6th grade. I used to shave it all. But then I'm like, Corwin said, well, just wax it. But then it would be my butt is waxed, but then my legs and my back is hairy.
Wax your back too.
No, I'd have to be a wrestler, like that kind of body, just like beefy as fuck to wax anything.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You can wax whatever you want, James, whenever you want. Love yourself.
I would look like
You would look like you had no hair on your butt. I'd
look like marshmallow fluff because I'm super white. If I shave, I'm even more.
You absolutely would not look like marshmallow fluff.
Okay, then just like marshmallow fluff that's been spread out.
Nope.
Because I'm so white.
No.
Especially if I shave, I'm even whiter.
You are not that pale.
I'd be as pale as Nicole, and Nicole's a ghost. That's not me being mean to my girlfriend. It's
Nicole's
an inside
our ghost
joke.
Father.
Ooh, ghost daddy. Oh,
no.
Possess me, daddy.
I hate that.
That'll be edited so it wasn't because I was going to say poltergeist me, but that doesn't make sense. Possess me.
Poltergeist me, father. That's what James said.
And I want to say one more thing. When they got into that brawl, she's like, oh, I got a call from my dad. Well, not a brawl. Those 2 homophobic people were about to punch them, but then Frank says, I'm going to punch you and I'm too old. I don't care about a bone that's broken. I knew like instantly, I was like, ooh, we're going to get a drone shot. And we do. And I thought this, Corwin.
Oh, yeah. You had a moment. You had a whole moment. See, and we wouldn't have these moments if you watched these movies separately.
I know. An entire movie filmed exclusively with drones. Think of the money we would save because we can just, our DPs, director of photographies, just tweens. Because tweens know how to work drones. And guess what? Child labor laws is laxed when it comes to movies. All we have to do is say, yeah, they have a teacher on set, and then we're good as gold. We only have to pay them like $7 an hour.
James, I will not be exploiting children.
You want to know what? And we put out a tip jar, and then we can say, oh, we're paying them waiter wages. That's what some ice cream places do in Muskegon, is they'll exclusively hire teens and then put out a tip jar. So then it's like, well, you split the tips at the end of the night, and then they can get away with paying you a waiter's wage.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, Nicole worked at one of the places.
I would never.
And her friend's dad came in, and he it might not be a $50 bill, but put $50 in the tip jar, and he was like, that's for you. And then he was like, I have to split that at the end of the night. Just when I get home, give me the $50.
Yes.
And some of it goes to I'm guessing, the ice cream place.
Some of the tips go to the ice cream place?
Yeah, I think so. We'd have
feel
to
like
ask
this
Nicole.
is wrong. I feel like that's wrong.
Hey, Nicole? No, man, she's too busy in a movie.
She's in a movie.
A dinner in a movie.
Dinner in a movie. So they found the dad after they watched a movie that was, I don't know what the movie was, but they found the dad because he worked at the movie theater, and they got the tickets to go to the movie theater because they participated in the Battle of the Bands, and they got a prize for losing.
It was a donkey prize?
Donkey prize.
That might be an Australian term. Hey, Nicole.
Oh, God.
Yeah. When you worked at Tasty Corner, they paid you like a waiter's wage, right?
They paid me $5 an hour.
Paid her $5 an hour, and because you had a tip jar, right?
I guess.
She said, I guess.
But when you tipped out at the end, you split everything with each other. And did you also have to split some with the business? Okay.
She said, no.
That's what James is saying. And I was like, that's
But Tony's dad
not
once
correct.
put $50 in there, right? And then he was like, no, just give me the money.
No.
I could have swore I heard this story once.
Oh
or maybe
my
it was
God.
Liz.
James is getting too into his life.
Also, I guess Nicole never did the Squirtle thing. She just spat on the floor in anger. I could have swore she said Squirtle. Maybe I said she was being a Squirtle.
Oh my God.
But I don't know
love
if that makes it
this-
worse.
I feel like that adds another element to every story you ever tell, because we never know if it's actually something that happened or if
I
it was in
swear,
your imagination.
That happened, and I know the Tony thing happened. That he put a
We don't
large
know.
amount in there, and Tony was
Never
like,
know.
no, just give me the money.
In this moment with James, we have an unreliable narrator.
Oh, that's called dramatic irony. I'm kidding. It's not.
What?
Corwin,
Stop lying.
I said something to Corwin, and I'm just going to say it as it is, and I want him to react as he did while watching the movie. We see Leonie and Gail and everyone else. They are moving Leonie out, and Gail starts tickling her, and then she turns around and she says, no, don't. You know I'm ticklish. And I was like, but when in their relationship would they have found out that she's ticklish? And
oh no, she's been there for 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, that I thought she was there
she was there for over 3 weeks because the Battle of the Bands was in 3 weeks.
Oh geez.
And that was like day
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I completely breezed over that. They had that huge montage. We should have figured that out.
They
then.
had a huge montage. That montage, I like the montage. They
too.
had a dirty dancing moment, a failed dirty dancing moment Leonie and Axel did, which was beautiful. And then they reversed it, which was also beautiful. I love when they do montages and you just have characters that are like dancing and happy. I'm like, yeah, you live your best life.
But they were tickling. And then I said to Corwin, I said, my friend Dakota Rust and I used to have tickle fights.
And I said, that's the gayest thing you've ever said, James.
And then Nicole said, isn't Dakota the one
that
who said you have a dino
dick?
Because he saw me get a hand job. And then
I don't like any of that information that I've learned.
We tickle fighted, guys.
Oh my God.
It was one of our go-to things when having a sleepover.
I had a few sleepovers as a child. We never tickle fought.
Oh, let me...
We did sneak into the kitchen, take Pop-Tarts, and hide under the bed.
We were like 15.
Because my dad came in with a gun.
Whoa.
We were hiding under the bed.
Wait, really?
Yes! This is a story that
Jeez.
happened.
Oh.
And then I didn't have very many sleepovers after that.
Was your dad so cool with that gun?
No.
He must have looked fucking ripped. Oh, man, guys.
I don't like anything that you're saying right now.
If your dad has a gun, that's sexy.
Shut the fuck up.
Dads. I'm the only one in this.
Get fucked.
Oh, yeah, guys, and fuck your daddies. Oh, and at the end, she had a family. She had a dad, as in Frank. Leonie could be mother. And then she had a daddy with Axel.
He was not a daddy.
Hey, as long as you're screaming it at night, anyone can be a daddy.
Oh my God. Anyway, one of the things about this movie that, with all of the father issues and things that they brought up with everyone, including a father that had issues, the movie shows the beginnings of a found family. Like the beautiful thing that happens when you find a bunch of people that you relate to with your life or your interests and things like that. You know, they've found each other, and found families are a very beautiful thing. So I'm really glad this movie had that. It had this beautiful found family, including Frank and Axel and Gail and Leonie.
And I do like at the end that the dad remained terrible, where we didn't get a fairy tale.
We met the dad, and he was just like there, and he was like, I left because you reminded me too much of your mother.
And then he goes on and says, my time to be your dad has passed.
Yeah.
That is gone. I have made a life for myself, and I don't want to share it.
Yep, he said that. And that sucks. That is a shitty thing. But at the same time, hey, he's making decisions for himself.
He's made that bed, and now he's going to lie.
And then his daughter's going to also make decisions for herself. He also was like, oh, your shoes that you're wearing, it's the gift I gave your mom was right under you the whole time. And she has a ring and a little slip of paper that says, marry me, in the heel of her shoe. So that's cool. That was a nice little thing. But also, I'm wondering how that was in there for her to not feel that.
Maybe it was like the heel was a little hollowed out.
Oh, it was definitely hollowed out. But like, I feel like if you have a hollowed out heel and then, I don't know, I feel like you would, feel that.
I don't know.
I'm just nosy and sensitive to those things, I guess. I pull at my heels.
Guys, I
gotta make sure I don't have hollow heels.
I'm gonna start hiding stuff in Corwin's shoes, which it would be very hard to do. Corwin is a very put together person. I believe I've mentioned this on the podcast before. Oh, Corwin's mic just fell down. He's got it though. He's got it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he doesn't got it.
I'm holding it for the rest of the podcast, which should be ending soon.
Corwin, the way he puts on his shoes is as if a monster is putting on shoes.
Okay.
He slips the heel, like, you know where the back of the heel is? He, like, pushes down on that. Like, a child would. I did that as a child, and my dad would get very mad because that's how you ruin shoes quickly.
So I've got many shoes. Not a
Humble
lot.
brag.
I'm not a shoe collector person, but I wear them until they're worn. But the shoes I wear the most right now are the ones that James is talking about, and they are a $15 pair of shoes from Target. I do not give a shit about those. Now, I also have some nice shit.
Well, if you don't care about them, I'm going to start mushing bananas in them.
I care about them in the sense that I want to walk in them. I would like them
feel
to
mushy bananas now between your toes.
$15 of that shoe, okay?
Yeah. Corwin, this is your last note about the movie. Is about the shoes you own.
No. So yeah, I love the found family thing. I have a lot of notes. Oh, Will from Monster Pies is in this. I love that cameo there. The Leonie said. Someone was like, who says that? Leonie goes, I do. And I just did. Beautiful, beautiful. A lot of the dialogue and stuff was very like rapid back and forth, which sometimes I didn't like as much. But once the movie got really going, I loved it. So
I love it.
Yeah, I would 100% definitely recommend this movie. It had some beautiful background music and things like that.
Well, speaking on the music, it was by Michael Allen, but I would have liked it to be by Kevin Michael Allen, a.k.a. Gigi Allen. Bite it, you scum.
Also, Gail fainted twice. Girl, you need to keep track of that.
Honey, if you're fainting all the time,
oh my God,
you might be a serial killer.
I
don't know.
apologize for that. I made James do that. Gail asked Leona if she can help find her father, and Leona's like, I can't. I haven't got the time.
Because she has so many jobs.
But also she was roommates with him. Like, I love the amount of people that are like, I don't know where the fuck that dude is, man.
That should have tipped you off.
No idea where the fuck he is.
If a
that
woman
did tip you off.
just answers the door and you can like see her bra like pop out of her shirt and she's like, yeah, man, that dude owes me a lot of money. Don't fuck with him. Listen to that person. They've seen the world and they probably have sound judgment now.
Yes, 100% sound judgment. So I also have some other shoes that I wear that are super nice, and I
Corwin,
keep them.
Do you have
on.
to say them?
They're Steve Madden's. I have to say them.
Steve
they have
Matthews,
a name.
nice.
Steve Madden's. So, yeah. I don't wear all of my shoes like that. So it's so funny that James thinks I'm a really put together person because we met at work where I am a put together person because I'm a fucking great person at every job that I do. Humble brag. And
that wasn't humble at all.
Humble. I'm so not humble. Thank you. So yeah, that's my one thing is I just step on my shoes because they're cheap and I don't wear them often in a setting where I need them to actually be all the way on.
You also flick cigarette butts at pigeons.
I also just beat pigeons and then eat them because I'm cooking all the time.
Well, then it's not really beating them. It's tenderizing. Ooh, scrumdiddlyumptious. Corwin, would you recommend this movie?
I already said I would.
And I would too.
And check out other movies by the director and writer and producer. He just had another movie that came out called Filterphonic. So check out his work. It's really good.
Check it out. Corwin, where can we find you online?
You can find me online at Corwinning on Instagram and Twitter and all that fun stuff. And then at This Movie's Gay. I am on the Instagram. I don't post much. I need to post more. But then I sometimes see the messages on Twitter. Sometimes I don't. But if you want to reach me, at Corwinning.
Yeah.
And then also follow my theater company on all of those things as well at Sawbox Theater. Actually, we have a donation fundraiser sort of thing going on right now where every donation is being matched. So if you have any spare money, Monday, check out my Twitter and things. I've retweeted about it. It's matching dollar for dollar. We're a not-for-profit, so please try to donate if you can. And if you can't, that's totally fine.
Yeah, and that's going on today of the release of this and Tuesday.
Yeah, today of the release of this and the next day, and then it'll be over. But we always accept donations year-round.
Absolutely.
But this one is just the time where it's being matched. So if you can, please do.
Yes. Hey, guys, check out my other podcasts, such as Mostly Speaking Sentai, What the Hellmouth, It's Back, Baby, and Hit It and Crit It. Also, go over to YouTube, search Mostly Speaking Sentai, and you will find Mostly Playing PlayStation. That's me with guests playing video games. It's a hoot and a half. And also Marshland Monster. Find out all of this information on MLMpod.com, which we recently revamped. It's looking good. Nicole's swampy design is up on there. It's looking really good. Also, if you'd like to donate to us, MLMpod.com/donate. We would like to thank Courtney, a fan of Hit It and Crit It. Don't know if she has made her way over to this podcast, but we would like to thank you. Currently, we're trying to get a new computer to help things go much faster. Oh, that's all I think I have.
I've been Corwin.
I've been James.
Bye.
And then picture a drone coming out and then
drone just giving a wide angle shot.
A movie completely of wide angle shots, you better
Dads
believe.
Every year. New
Oh,
dad.
man.
New dad. You get a new dad and you get a new dad and there's new dads all the time.
I'm going to be the next goddamn Wes Anderson with all these wide shots. Bye-bye.
Wide shot. Bye. I can see
clearer now. The rain is gone. Hey, Bob Dylan. Hey, guys, my name's Jay.
Go.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit MLMpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.